Hey friends, this is Gene Roncone, curator of the Cabin in the Pines history blog, and I am here with one of my favorite people, Bruce Johnson, who is, I call him the Renaissance man. He is a historian, a teacher. My goodness, he loves dogs. He is out on all of these hills and ridges. And so we're going to be talking to you about a series that we put together about Roosevelt's effect upon this valley. Today we're going to talk about the San Isabel National Forest. And in the article, we explain more about that. You can check that out. But it was Teddy Roosevelt who in 1902 made it the San Isabel National Forest Reserve. So before National Forest, right, this was one of the first forests that was protected. And we have a lot of benefits from that in the valley today. So one of the things that was interesting about Roosevelt's philosophy and how it affected us is that he was a passionate voice for the forest. Some may say a stubborn voice, depending on who you're talking to. He also initiated policies that resulted in the reforestation of Raspberry Mountain and some of these hills here that were just decimated by logging and lumber. He also called the nation to respect the forest and to use what he called wise stewardship. In other words, we need to see the forest as a gift that we have to give the next generation, not just as a resource that we can exploit ourselves. So we're going to talk a little bit with Bruce. He's been all over these mountains. He's walked hundreds of miles, I would have guessed.
Yeah, I thought about that, and yeah, probably so.
So when you are out there, Bruce, do you see evidence of Teddy Roosevelt's protection of the forest? You mentioned in the last video that you've seen evidence of when it was decimated. Now trees are growing around there. Talk to us about what you see that a casual person who lives in the valley, enjoys the valley, but isn't up in the mountains doesn't see.
Well, one thing that comes to my mind with him being a hunter and then animal conservation is our great elk, which are now on their way back up to their above tree line summer home. They're migrating probably up the White Creek as we speak. We're not here. They got wiped out and they got reintroduced along with trying to think the lynx and other animals that are predators that got kind of wiped out.
Wow.
And so they were able to get them back into this area where we could enjoy them and see them. They're just magnificent. And just the forest itself, Cuchara Huerfano County wouldn't be around because if we had this wiped out and not preserved, no one would come here.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, not to get corny, but when I watch
I think you're probably good at that.
When I watch your posts, Bruce, it's a spiritual experience for you.
It is.
You take amazing pictures.
Thank you.
When you're out and around. Tell us what the forest does for your soul when you're out there.
I'm not a super religious guy, but this is my church, and being out in it. When I was growing up back in Georgia, this was my heart home. I'd go back to Georgia in school and shy, quiet guy, but this was my place where I could be me, and I had great adults that taught me about the birds, my parents, flowers, and history of the area, and so this was where I was most
and tree species. I've noticed that you'll not only take a great picture, you tell us what species it is.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And you know, that's what makes me tick. And seeing it being harmed and all the dead forest that I see is heartbreaking. And rallying around that is something we ought to be doing.
Yeah.
Because there's no other place like this, and there are places like similar to this all over that we need to protect. But for me, this is where I want to be, and and that's why I get out into it, because it's,
you know, my wife and I love wilderness camping, and when we found this valley, I like to refer to it as one of the last unadulterated forests in Colorado.
Right.
It still has doesn't have a feel of tourism or
right,
and it's a beautiful place. So that leads right into my next question. Talk to us. What are two things that normal people can do to be part of the solution in keeping a healthy forest? I'm talking about, you know, we've got the county that's doing amazing research and putting out plans and stuff.
right,
Chief Jameson, he's doing a ton of stuff with wildfire prevention.
right.
But the normal person that comes up here, lives in a cabin or vacations here, what could they do to better steward the forest?
I just think, thinking about our fossil fuel usage, and I think, and this may be a sore subject for people, but climate change is real, and the more we battle that, the more likely we're going to be able to do what we can to save our forest. And our beetle kill is there because we don't have as cold of winters that we normally do in the past, and our summers are, and I think we're going to have a hot one, are making it difficult for those trees to survive. They get weakened, and the beetle kill is able to do their thing
without dying from freeze.
Yeah, and just encroachment. Again, there's only a certain amount of space like this, and if we give it up because of development, then it disappears.
Part of that is even, you know, managing the growth around your cabin.
Yeah.
Making sure that, you know, your neighborhood, your cabin is going to be where the fire starts.
Yeah.
Once it starts, I mean, you and I are looking at the ridge over here, where the fire in 18 was held back. You can still see the burn line. It's still there.
Yeah.
So Bruce, thank you for your time, man. I love picking your brain.
Well,
and
I've got to hand it to this guy. I didn't know who he was. I saw a little mention of his Pine Haven history thing, and he's a crackerjack researcher. I just kind of happened to mention, I wonder if Teddy's Peak was named after Teddy Roosevelt, because I think this area was saved by Teddy Roosevelt, and here we are standing there doing this.
And we don't want to let the secret
and
out, because that's our next video.
Your next thing, I wonder if this was the first national forest preserve.
Wow, that would be awesome. That would be awesome if it was. Well, listen, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the history blog and learning more about this valley. And we'll get back to you with our last video of this series, so keep an eye out for it.